Sharkie Gamer here. So today we're going to take a look at the DragonPlus RPG DuoCon 2. So this is a one-handed controller that works with both the PlayStation 1 as well as the PlayStation 2. So first, let's take a look at this packaging. So first off, you notice it's basically a blister pack packaging, so you do have to cut it open, unfortunately, to get it out, for those collectors out there that don't like opening things. Looking at the front of the packaging here, you can see down the bottom, it advertises that it's for the left hand as well as the right hand, so you can use it with both, it doesn't really matter. And of course it shows you the controller there through the packaging. At the top corner here, it shows it's compatible with PS1 and PS2, and of course it shows here that it's designed specially for these type of games, but it works with a host of other games as well. On the back of the packaging here, it kind of points out all its features, so here it shows you what all the buttons do, lists out some special features there. So included in this package is just the controller itself. So let's go straight into features. So like I mentioned before, this is a one-handed controller that works with both PlayStation 1 and 2. This is why it's such a weird shape. One-handed controllers are designed this way so you can only use them with one hand, instead of like a traditional gamepad that you would use with two. So that's the front, and the sides, and the back. Now on the end here, you've got a standard PlayStation 2 connector, and the cable should be long enough to go to most places where you've got your PS2 set up to where you're sitting. Now just remember, when you get this, it is a one-handed controller, and so it needs to be placed on some type of a surface. So that could be, for instance, your chair's armrest, a desk, coffee table, or even your knee. You just need to place it on some type of a surface, so you can place it down and then place your hand on top of it to comfortably use it. And this thing is actually pretty comfortable. You've got a cool curve on the back here, and this is similar to like a mouse, so when you place your hand on top of it, it fits your palm quite comfortably so that you can start playing your games. Now this can be used either right or left-handed. This is because it has a D-pad on both sides. So if you want to use it left-handed, you simply place your left hand and use a D-pad on the other side. Same if you want to use right-handed, you just reverse it and use the other D-pad. So this is good for either right or left-handers. Taking a closer look at the buttons. In the center here, you've got your standard face buttons. Above that, of course, you've got your bumper and trigger buttons. So you've got L2, L1, R1, and R2. And above that again, you've got a per set button, which is just quick access to the main menu, analog on and off, and select and start. And then of course you've got your analog sticks, which also click down. Now this also has a force feedback motor inside of it, so if the game you're playing supports force feedback or has rumble functions, then of course you'll feel those vibrations through the controller. When you actually plug this in and power it on, you also have a couple of red LEDs. I'll just plug this in now to illustrate it. So when you plug it in to your console, it'll light up with a couple of red LEDs to let you know that yes, you've plugged it in successfully and it's detecting it. There's a red one up the top there, and then 4 down near the palm rest. So why use a one-handed controller? Well, quite simply, it's so you can play games one-handed. So if you're sitting there, you're playing a game one-handed, you have the other hand free to do whatever you like. So you could take a drink, you could eat some food, something along those lines. The other type of person that might need this is a disabled person. For instance, say you lost your arm, or you have some kind of other disability that prevents you using a standard controller to play games. Well, this might be the solution for you. You simply grab it, and whatever hand you have available, whether it be the right or left, you can just place it on there and start playing PS2 games. So whether you're an average gamer that just wants to play a game one-handed, or you're a disabled gamer that just wants to play games again, this might be the controller for you. Overall, this is a pretty cool controller. If you're looking for a one-handed controller, this might be the one for you. It's easy to use, especially if you're a disabled person. You simply just choose what hand you want to use and go for it. Plug it in and go. Now, you may need to get used to it though. It's pretty much the go for all controllers. This one especially, because if you're used to using a gamepad, for instance, going to a one-handed controller is a bit different, because you're basically using the same amount of buttons, but you're just using one hand instead of two. So bear that in mind when you start using it. Now, I guess the big downside with this is it can be quite hard to find, and when you do find it, it can be expensive. It just got to that point where you don't see them that often, and so the price jumps up. Now, I mentioned before there was a Super Robot Wars controllers as well. Now, the Super Robot Wars controllers are very similar to this, and they do the exact same type of thing. They work exactly the same. Same functions, same, well, very similar layout. So that's another option for you. Now, they are generally better, but they're also pretty hard to find. And the benefit there, though, sometimes they are cheaper. So it depends really what comes up. I'll put a link down in the description for the Super Robot Wars controllers if you want to check those out, because they are very similar to this, and who knows, you may like them better than this one. So, that was the DragonPlus RPG DuoCon 2 for the PlayStation 1 and 2. It's a pretty cool controller. If you're in need of a one-handed controller to play PS2 games, then this might be something to look out for. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. And of course, keep an eye out for my other videos coming very soon. I am Sharkie Gamer. Thanks for watching, guys.